And we are live. This man himself needs no introduction. The world famous Jake Reiff. Thank you for coming on, brother. I appreciate you.
As always.
We filmed one about a week ago, and it was amazing. And someone, not going by names, who actually invited him out may have lost the entire audio because he could not format his SD card properly. So this man is gracious enough to say, let's run it back. And I could not be any happier.
Well, it makes it even more interesting that it was the first time that it happened, and then it happened again.
It did happen again.
And we will not say who it happened to, but it did happen directly after. And that's not necessarily what you want to see.
Yeah, no, it's a bad look for the
host.
host.
We don't love that.
Bad look for the host. Just wasting people's time. Bad look. But first time we thought I didn't press record. And then the second time realized that you have to format an SD card. I'm not some camera guru, but watched a few YouTube videos and figured it out. But it was not fun going home and
no, that was tough.
Putting the SD card in the slot and then you see like nothing pop up. That was not fun.
That was tough. We want to start off this episode by saying it's kind of how we started off the last episode that was lost tragically. We want to start it off by saying we're here at Dobson Ranch. We're here at the ranch. If you are from the Southwest, if you are familiar with the greater Phoenix area, you might be familiar with Dobson Ranch. It is a muni in the city of Mesa, and great spot to be out here. It is a beautiful day. It's a balmy 60 degrees, maybe a little less.
Yes.
And we're out here watching some of the greatest up-and-coming young players and some of the greatest beginners and juniors out here just whacking balls on the range. Some of these guys are out here getting ready for the Waste Management Pre. And so we're here behind one of our boys, Bodie Guza. He's about to hit a 7-iron. Absolutely flushed it.
And so shout out Dobson. Shout out Dobson.
Shout out Dobson.
Always.
That's really the core of the message.
Yes, yes. And just so you guys know, Jake, very humble. I did not say in the introduction, but he is a professional golfer. And his low score is?
Low tournament score or low regular score? Last time we didn't specify.
Well, let's go with both. How about that?
Low tournament score is a 64, and then low individual score is a 61. And I've never had a chance at a 59.
So how many people do you think in their life have shot 61 before?
Oh my gosh. Probably not many, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's a humble way to put it.
I'd say a few hundred.
Few hundred?
I'd say a few hundred have probably shot 61. Well, maybe not, though, because like back in the old days, old days, a really good score was like a 64 or 65 or 66. Like a really good score. Those were course records back in the day.
Out of the 7 billion people, only a couple hundred have probably shot that. Bodie, have you ever shot that?
He shot 59.
You shot 59 one time? Oh, my God. All right. Well, that pod will be releasing soon, too. He just had to one-up you there.
I know. 2 up me.
2 up you. Do you see a 59 in your future?
Not as much. Well, Bodie's giving me a nod back here. Yeah. Not as much as I would have back in the day. Back in the day, I was kind of like a go as low as humanly possible very often. And then I would also have some days where it wouldn't really come together.
Yeah.
And those bad days were right around even par for me. But now more so, it's like I want to get myself into the mid-60s more consistently and not have it feel like I've got to really go off to shoot something low to mid-60s.
Right.
61 is different, though, because that's one of those rounds where everything comes together, so you can't, like, plan on doing that again.
Well, I feel like, too, when you're that, when you're stepping up on a par 4 18 and you're 9 under, 11 under.
11.
No, yeah, 11. I would just sail that thing OB. Like, just the pressure, instead of saying, hey, one more birdie.
There was no OB.
What was it?
On
Open?
18.
Was it a muni?
No, it was the Raven.
Oh, dang. That's, yeah. Raven is not easy.
It was the Raven, and it was the same day they had just punched. It was in August of 2018, and they had just punched, and the exact same day. So that, first of all, that was crazy that I did it on a day where they punched. But the same day, an hour later after I finished my round, I had the course record. And then an hour after I finished my round, Ryan Williams, which is a niche name. Some of those who are listening might know who that is. He was a developmental tour guy, had some status, he's a Canadian, played in some Canadian events, played in the Canadian Open, made the cut. Awesome dude. Used to win everything. He shot 59 an hour after I came in with a 61.
That is, that's very impressive. Can't say I've ever shot that. 66 is mine in a
66
tournament.
is cruising.
It's nothing special. It was an easy course. Boulder City Muni in Las Vegas. Have you played it?
I've never played it.
Yes.
Never even
Have
heard
you played
of it.
Boulder Creek in Las
No.
Vegas? Oh.
I haven't played a ton of golf in Vegas. I played one tournament when I was younger, high school, and I cannot remember the name of the course. And then in 2019, I went there with my dad, and we played Arnie's course in Vegas. And the name of that course is
Angel. There's like Angel Park.
No.
Red Rock Canyon. Red
No.
Rock Arroyo.
It's
I don't know. There's a bunch of.
It's maybe like 10 minutes away from the Strip. Pretty short.
Bali High.
One of the things that they feature out there is, this is Bob Hope's old house. This is Marilyn Monroe's old house.
Oh.
And this
Wait,
is it Vegas National? Is it called
yes,
Vegas National?
Las Vegas National is one.
That's what it is.
Is it?
That's
I don't
what
know
it
if
is.
it was made by Arnie.
Old court.
It's like one of the
maybe
oldest.
he didn't make it, but there was something that had to do with Arnie. Like he might have won a tournament there, or something like that. But really, really short course, and that's like Chimera is the other one. That's not in Vegas.
That used to be called Tuscany.
Tuscany?
It used to be called Tuscany, and then
Chimera?
Rebranded it.
It's an interesting spot. So I haven't played a ton of golf out there, but I would love to at some point.
It's crazy, like when you play Las Vegas National, and then you see Tiger used to play there, and there's like tee boxes of like what Tiger did.
Yeah.
And it's like Tiger was once standing right where I was.
Well, they
not to fanboy, but like
his first tournament win, one of the rounds was at Vegas National.
Was it?
Yeah, it was split up. I don't know where they split it up amongst the other days.
Was that the one with the chicks and behind? With the
Flamingo.
Yeah.
Yeah. First, I believe that was his first professional win.
Okay, so question. Do you think beginners should start off with blades because that's like the end goal and I'll teach them how to hit the ball better, or do you think they should start with game improvement?
Well, it's tough. 'Cause I think it changes. When you're younger, I think you can get away with having more of a player's iron and growing into a player's iron. When you're older, you need the help because you're not going to improve your speed or, not a drastic amount as much as like a young kid would. But I think it's more beneficial to have something that's either, if you're planning on improving, have something that's suited for your game slightly better than what your game is at now, grow into it, and then keep progressing from there. Otherwise, if you get it like a game improvement iron and you're not taking lessons, just stick with it.
Yeah, that's tough.
I think it's so beneficial for younger people, kids and juniors and whatever, to move quicker into a blade-like iron.
How about graphite versus steel?
That's a preference thing. That's based off of the feel.
Yeah, but no pros use graphite irons really.
Not men.
Not men, exactly.
No, I mean there might be some Asian tour players that use graphite because that's kind of a big thing over there. But there's quite a few women that use graphite, and that's just because it's a lighter shaft. It feels a lot softer off the face, and it's just it's a cheat code. It's easier to hit it high, and it's easier you're not going to get as much spin, but it's easier to feel it good off the face. Bodie just striped another one. It's easier to feel it off the face than it is with a steel shafted iron.
So why don't more men use graphite shafts?
It's a good question. I think it might be a little bit of like an ego thing. Like you just don't want to use a graphite shaft because that's an old thing to do. There's a lot of old guys that use graphite shafts because they're so light and it's easy to swing, and they feel like they don't have to be this big force of nature, this big guy to hit the ball long.
Right.
Which it's probably a smart thing to do if you're not really interested in trying to really progress. Then get a graphite and have more fun playing the game. Because I think at the end of the day, I think all that really matters is that you're enjoying your time out there. And if you have to swing a club with graphite shafts to feel better on the course, then do it.
How about the hat clip ball marker and the brush tee?
The brush tee?
Yeah.
It wasn't the brush tee the brush tee got me. I never saw anybody use it. It was the 4 more yards tee that really got me.
Those were always...
That was a Christmas gift.
Yep.
I got that so many times from people who have never played golf before.
Yep.
Because they're like, oh, well,
Goes 4 yards more.
Yeah, Boomer and Lisa's son's a golfer. Let me just get him a 4 more yards tee because, who doesn't want 4 more yards?
Do you think it actually gives you 4 more yards?
Oh, absolutely not. It's just nothing that gives you 4 more yards like that.
Do you remember stinger tees? Do you know what those are? Stinger, it's like it had the S on top. It was like a super
I
thin
do,
tee.
but it was a plastic tee and it had the 3 prongs, right?
No, so this one was wooden. It was like you barely, like if you had shaky hands, like there's no way you could tee it up. The tip was like tiny.
I remember seeing I still see those a few times.
Yeah.
But I thought that those were plastic.
Yeah, no. They were, they have like an S on top. But
there's just too many. The bottom line is there's too many golf products out there right now as Bodie hits a pop fly to the right field line. Stay fair.
I wish we could flip the camera around and...
there's too many products out there that are trying to solve an issue that people just don't have. And I understand that they're trying to be helpful and beneficial to people playing the game, but we don't need that many products. Right. Brush tee, great example. 4 more yards tee, great example. Hat clip ball marker was a staple for us, like 08-09 junior golf. That was a staple for kids to have the hat clip ball marker.
Yeah. You're kind of like a loser if you didn't have one,
Back then, yeah.
Yeah.
Back then, it was like you got the thing that fits on your cap, and then it's magnetic, and you just slap that marker on from your family's college, basically, is what it ended up being, or some really cool golf course that you got to play with your dad when you were 6 or something. And that was like the coolest thing you could do.
Yeah. Do you think that you need to get fitted, or does it depend on, like, if you're shooting, like, what score do you think you need to get fit on? Like, if you're struggling to break 90, do you think you need to get fitted, or is that just a temporary Band-Aid?
Once you start breaking 90, you should get fitted.
Okay. But if you can't break 100, no?
No. Because I think if you can't break 100, there's bigger issues that you have than just your clubs not fitting your body. Obviously, that's, if you're a 6'2" dude playing with irons that are an inch short, then, that's going to add some strokes to your game probably. But, not to pat myself on the back, but if you gave me irons that were like junior irons,
yeah,
I'm not going to struggle so much that I can't break 100 or can't break 90 or whatever it is.
Do you think you could beat me in kid clubs?
With kid clubs?
Yeah.
That's a great challenge. That's a great
All right,
challenge.
let's go film a video.
That would be really funny. I wasn't gonna say it. I
remember the first time we played. Like,
no, but I'm saying I wasn't gonna say, let's go film a video because I didn't want somebody to take that idea.
Oh.
I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
Oh.
Actually, you know what? Bryson did a kid clubs thing, didn't he?
I don't know.
I think he did.
We'll have to do that.
I'm not a Bryson YouTube guy, but I do remember seeing something that had to do with children's clubs. No, for sure, because he had a U.S. Kids bag, and he was just schlepping some U.S. Kids stuff.
Was he?
Yeah, I don't remember what the challenge was for.
I remember the U.S. Kid balls and everything they gave you were like, wasn't it like over 105 miles per hour and then under 105 miles per hour?
The compression?
Yeah.
It was like 60 compression,
It was
70
like-
compression,
yeah.
80 compression, yeah.
Yeah. Those
Well,
were the
back
good
in
old
the day,
days. Those
back
were-
in the day before the ball regulations and everything,
Yeah.
and how anal they've been about that, and that, for good reason. But it used to be you were just playing a certain compression ball. Like, you weren't necessarily playing. Obviously, the Pro V1 was amazing. The Pro V1 390 was so good. And then the Bellata before that was probably one of the better golf balls they ever made, or just one of the better golf balls ever made in general, because it had that water core,
Yeah.
which was pretty sick. But you were just playing like a ball for your compression, your certain club head speed, and it didn't matter like trying to get this ridiculous amount of spin, because they still had the U grooves. And so whatever ball you were playing with those grooves, you were still going to rip the cover off that thing.
What about black wedges versus white wedges? Or not, you know what I'm talking about.
Chrome.
Chrome.
Black versus like tour chrome or whatever.
What do you prefer? Like
Well,
black irons too. Are you not a black guy or like what's
I'm not a black irons guy. I actually, a couple days ago, I had the thought of switching to some black club heads.
Okay.
But the only reason that I have black, so I have, for those of you who
Would you ever go
don't
black?
know my bag.
Or no?
Well, it would be tough to go back after that.
It would be. We're talking about golf though.
Right.
Yeah.
No, so I had tour chrome for a long, long, long time. And then maybe like 4 years ago, about 4 years ago, I switched to black wedges because I was tired of complaining about getting the sun in my eyes off of my club face with wedges and not doing anything about it. And so it's not even like an aesthetic. It looks good, and black wedges look really good, but I get the sun in my eyes all the time off the club face.
So black's
chrome.
like kind of just inferior in your eyes, or
What do you mean?
like is this just?
You're gonna get canceled, bro.
I'm kidding. No, I'm saying because I've always thought about getting black clubs personally, but I
Yeah.
never decided to pull the trigger. So
No,
are you just afraid, or it's the glare?
It's simply the glare.
Okay,
So
but they're matte. No,
They
like
are-
don't they rust over time?
the black wedges?
Yeah.
No,
No, I thought
No.
they rust. Oh, that's the raw.
that's raw. Yeah.
Ah.
Oil. I think oil can also might rust, but I've never hit with any oil can wedges. The black ones, I will say, the SM10s. I have 4 SM10s in the bag right now, and the wear mark on those is way better than the SM8s or the SM9s that I had before that. It's drastically different. Now, the downside is that I feel like they get chewed up easier. So I feel like they get chewed up on the face easier than the Tour Chrome.
So why do people do raw wedges to begin with? Do you just like it raw, or?
Well, I think, and this is me speaking off the top of my head, I don't know this to be the case for sure. But from what I remember is that raw wedges actually give you negligible spin compared to Tour Chrome. I don't think that it gives you any more spin.
What does negligible mean?
Not enough to make a difference.
Mm.
And I believe that's the case. I'm willing to die on that hill. And it's more for the aesthetic to let your wedges rust. Because objectively, they do look really good.
When they rust?
Yes, they look really good.
Why is that? Like, I've never had a rusting wedge before. Is it
I've had a couple. I had some when I was sponsored by Nike. I had some. What's up? It's our boy Murph walking past over here.
Bro, how you doing? You want to make a little
Cameo.
cameo? Come in, we're doing a podcast. This is Golf and Smurf.
What's up, guys?
Let's go. We'll have to do one. Let's go. Nice to meet you in person.
Well, this has been a lot of fun, guys. No, so I had these X3X wedges. They were VR wedges, the Nike ones. Do you remember those? They had X micro mills in between the grooves.
I think so.
Really, really cool wedges.
All
but
right.
I was playing those,
yeah.
and they did rust.
Yeah.
And I think it's a cool thing to do because it's like you take pride in your craft. It's kind of like you take pride in roughing up your hands and getting them dirty and like getting them all chewed up after a long day's work. But it's really cool because you see like a wedge set, and it's rusted wedge set. You see that in the bag, and you're like, man, this dude grinds.
So what do you dream about? Like, do you ever dream about golf?
Oh yeah.
Do you ever? You do.
Yeah.
Like holding putts, banging drives, rusted wedges, black wedges. Like, what do you think?
I don't know if I dream about golf courses a lot.
Okay.
There's never, obviously, like everybody when you're like a junior golfer, you daydream on the putting green about having a putt to win the Masters or having a putt to win the US Open, and you try to put some pressure on yourself. That's like really common daydreaming. But my dreaming is like the perfect golf course. What does the perfect golf course look like?
There's Pine Valley. There's Augusta National. There's Pebble Beach. There's, that leads
Tobacco Road.
Yeah, I've never heard of that one. What's the one? Sleepy Hollow?
Sleepy Hollow.
Sleepy Hollow?
Mm-hmm.
I've heard some cool, that's like a cool
Were you going to
name.
say Whisper Rock?
Whisper Rock, I know. Yeah.
Upper and lower.
Yeah. Do they allow women, or is that still?
Do they allow women?
Yeah, that's still men only.
I don't know about Whisper Rock. I would
men
imagine that they do, but I know from personal experience that through a friend, not myself, that somebody was going to take a tour of the facility, because I believe you have to take a tour of the facility at Estancia Club to become a member. You can't just be like, I want to be a member and then pay the money for it. You have to take a tour and make sure that it's like up to your likings. And this older gentleman brought his wife, and they said his wife couldn't come in to take the tour with him. So he just went and took the tour by himself.
Well, that's nice of them.
Yeah.
Augusta was they just started, right? Like recently?
Relatively, yeah. Condoleezza Rice, I believe, was the first female member.
That's kind of wild when you think about it.
Secretary Condi.
That's wild. Like
she
Sam
was,
Staten,
I believe that outside of Jackie Kennedy and Lady Bird, I believe that the original baddie in politics was Condoleezza Rice.
Really?
I believe so.
I cannot see that personally. From like the picture that I have of her in my mind, like I didn't see that. I thought that was AOC.
Oh, AOC is not a baddie. And for anybody listening, we cannot stand AOC.
Yeah, it's you a big politic guy? Or are you stay out of it? I feel like you have your
Oh, I definitely have my views, and they're
Yeah.
very obvious to everybody around me.
Yeah.
But I
Big
don't
liberal?
I don't push them. No, very conservative.
Okay, yeah.
Very conservative.
Makes sense.
But I don't push them on other people, and I respect other people's views unless it infringes upon my views.
Yeah.
The disappointing thing is that I feel like I have had to dampen my my expression of my views to other people because they'll just cut you out of their lives. Like, they don't even care. And it's also interesting because I've never looked at I've got a bunch of liberal friends and I love them.
Yeah.
And they've never like shared their viewpoint with me. And I've been like, oh, dude, I can't be friends with you. But for some reason, it goes the other way. But
Wild.
it's equal. It's not because like I view somebody as less than me.
I think it's Trump changed the game because I posted when Trump won. I posted him with flying eagles, God bless America. Literally just God bless America.
Yeah.
Everyone should say that. And hundreds of people unfollowed me the next day.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, that's crazy.
Well, the night, or I guess the morning after the election this past year, I posted on Facebook. I never post on Facebook, at least not anymore. And I posted woke up feeling unburdened by what has been, which was kind of a play on Kamala's rhetoric. You can't even call it rhetoric, but just this verbiage that she would use over and over and over, this tag. And so I posted that, and I lost 100 friends on Facebook.
Isn't that wild?
But I didn't think what I said was crazy. I was just kind of making a light joke. I didn't say that Kamala was a terrible person or anything.
The question is, if you get big, because you're gonna start making content soon, right?
I am, yeah.
So-
I'm not going to be a content creator.
Right.
I want to make that very clear because I cannot stand golf content. And I also want to make that very clear that I
Okay.
cannot stand it. Nothing about it appeases me. And we said this on the last podcast.
We did. I want to get into this.
We said this on the last podcast that NLU's content, no laying up, for those of you who don't know, is some of the most artistic, along with Fried Egg, is some of the most artistic golf content out there. It's just every time I watch it, it's so motivating and draws all of my creativity out of myself. And so that's what the inspiration that I draw from, and that's content that I want to make at some point in my life. But I do not want to be a part of the cookie cutter golf content space.
Well then, okay. So what do you just hate all course? Like, how about on course content if they're actually good, or is it just like you don't like the OnlyFans girls who use golf as a way to get money? Like, but like if I'm making content on the course, or if Bodie makes a birdie and films it, do you still hate that content?
No.
Or what's the line between I like this content versus I don't?
No, I mean, it's not something that interests me because there's enough, like, play a hole with me stuff or play 9 holes with me sort of content out there that it just becomes diluted and diluted. And it is hard to find. The boys are going for long drives right now, and they did just nuke both of those. It's hard to find good content because there is so much in the market.
Yeah.
For lack of a better term. So it's not that I dislike that content. And, if you're a woman out there that wants to exploit your body to make a living because men enjoy golf and they are willing to hypersexualize themselves, go for it. I don't agree with it, but go for it. My thing is that I want you to create golf content and be as creative and new as possible so that somebody watches it and is genuinely interested in either learning something or seeing something new for the first time, not these I'm playing Kiowa Island with 4 of my best friends in a tournament setting or in a tournament style video. That doesn't interest me, and I feel like it interests the layman and it doesn't interest the golf sicko.
Yeah. So you're more of a purist, which I like.
I'm more of like a shrink the game kind of guy, honestly.
See, I disagree with that though. I respect the purist side, like big Titleist fan myself. But you don't think to grow the game like
No. It's more of like it's a mantra, like shrink the game. It's something from NLU.
I know everyone says that.
This guy, Big Randy, is a big shrink the game proponent. But it doesn't actually mean like
shrink the game.
It doesn't actually mean like let's kick people out of the game.
So what does it mean?
It means like let's get some of it back to the roots of what made it such a great game in the first place. So we don't need to be kicking out these people. But I did see something. Last night, I'm on a little bit of a kick playing Marvel Rivals.
Marvel what?
Marvel Rivals.
It kind of sounds kind of nerdy.
It is nerdy. It's a game. Are you heading over right now? Okay. So it's like a PC game.
Yeah.
And it's on console. And I've been playing that, and I've been playing with my buddy who's also a professional golfer. His name's Ari Galugian. Shout out Ari. We love Ari. He's currently playing. He's maybe on 6 or 7 at his pre-qual at the 500 club. So we're hoping that you're playing well right now. And we're playing last night, and he said, "Did you see that Jay Day was wearing sweats?" And I did see that. And then I saw another picture of him wearing sweats today. I do not know if this was during the actual tournament or if it was a practice round or some outside setting.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not going to be wearing a sweatsuit on a golf course during a professional event. That just seems disrespectful for some reason.
And that's fair. Even if you've played all your life, though, like even if you've earned that right because you're Jason Day.
But have you earned that right to do that in that setting? You've earned the right to go to a golf course in sweats.
Okay.
But you have not earned the right to to treat it like it's something other than a gentlemanly sport. And I'm okay with people saying, well, like, the game's changing and everything. That's fine with me. But I don't want to see the game change so much to the point where we disrespect the fact that it was a sport of gentlemen. You know, I thought that there was so much class, and that comes with the money aspect. I understand, and I love that it's so much more of it. Like a setting like this, you guys can't see right now. I'm sure we'll do a video at some point kind of highlighting Dobson and how cool the property is. But I don't like the fact that we've turned it into this this overly casual experience when you're on the course.
Yeah.
It's different when you're taking part on the range.
Right. But on the course.
On the course, we got to treat the game with respect, because there's etiquette and there's things that we just need to respect about the game.
So you haven't subscribed to like any like golf OnlyFans girls accounts?
Absolutely not.
No.
I've never subscribed to any OnlyFans account. I've actually never seen an OnlyFans account.
So like if we pulled up your browser history and everything, like they're like we'd be safe?
I'd be safe.
Okay. Yeah.
In fact, my last browser search, this is breaking my last browser search is my tee time for Thursday for my site. Apocalypto, where I can watch Apocalypto. I've never seen it. I've heard it's a fantastic movie. A house in Phoenix that's for sale. Possibly interested.
Okay.
Don't have the cash for it currently. I saw where I live, there's a breakfast spot right in the parking lot. And somebody was driving a Hellfire 6x6 Jeep. Have you ever seen any of those?
No.
3 wheels on each side. 6x6. And so I was just interested. We'll see ya. I was interested in the price of one of those. $200K. And then
Well, that's nothing for you, though.
Go-Yard wallet was my other search. And then chess, because I'm on a big chess kick.
We got to play.
I would love to play chess.
Chess, are you like a grandmaster? Or?
No, but I mean, I'll hit you with the King's Pawn opening, and I'll just go from there.
I'm more of like a fried liver kind of guy.
Fried liver?
The fried liver attack? Like,
what about the Bong Cloud?
I know the defense. I've usually used the Sicilian to defend that.
I use the Spanish. Okay.
See, if you use the Spanish, that just kind of shows you're like still like a newer player, you know, to the game.
Yeah. Or I'll just,
So like you hit them with the Queen's Gambit, and they're like, oh. Like
what's the Queen's Gambit?
You tell me what the
What's the Queen's Gambit?
You tell me what.
You wanted to say Queen's Gambit because the show.
You tell
Which is a great show.
It's a great show.
My understanding, and granted, I'm very new at like trying. So the reason I even started with chess or started getting into chess in the first place is because I feel like it applies to life, like a lot, and I didn't really understand that or realize that. But everything, people love to say like, he's playing chess and everybody else is playing checkers. But it's actually true, because in chess you think so many moves ahead.
So good.
So many moves ahead. And so you can draw the parallel between that and daily walk in life. Well, so we're in chess.
Tate says that all the time. It's like, look at the chessboard. Look where you're at. You just got dumped. Your girlfriend left.
The Tate brothers?
Yeah. It's like, what do? You look at the chessboard, you analyze your next move.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts around that statement? And who's it's from?
I've never done a deep dive on Andrew and Tristan.
Yeah.
I've never done a deep dive on Andrew and Tristan. I don't know where the money came from, but it seems like that's kind of the lifestyle that they want to showcase, and that's not really my vibe.
Yeah.
I'm not into the oh my gosh, look at my house, look at my cars, look at the women that are around me.
Right.
It's not a big thing for me.
I mean,
I just need a good book and a glass of wine.
Yeah. 100%. Throw Happy Gilmore on. You got a girl too.
I do.
That's awesome.
I do. I have a lovely woman.
Hopefully she'll watch this and she'll be like, that's my man,
Hopefully she says that's my man's.
That's my man's, yeah. Do you ever take her golfing? Or are you like not? Are you kind of like against that? Like I need my time with the boys, you know?
No, it's not even really time with the boys. I've taken her a few times, and I love it. I really love it. We have not had the chance to go somewhere for a golf excursion. It's been at my home course twice, and the first time she made it, we made it to 14, and then it was getting dark, so we just kind of called it there. Good spot to kind of pull off at Legacy. Good spot to pull off and head back to the clubhouse. And then the other time she made it 6 holes, and I was playing with her brother and her brother's fiance, and they made it 6 holes before they took an Uber to go shopping at Fashion Square. So we don't have a great track record of getting through 18 holes, but I'm hoping that this is the year where we're going to change that.
Good to know. Good to know. We have a famous segment here on Tea Talk, and we're talking about golf here, that you have to name your dream foursome. And so last time, you know, I remember you told me your grandpa and 2 others that I cannot remember.
I think it would be my grandpa. It would be, now the caveat with this is that we could choose the year in which they are from, the period that they're from.
Special edition.
Yeah. So I'm choosing Tiger from 2019. And the reason I chose Tiger from 2019 and not from 2000 or from 99 or from 07 is because he has every major accomplishment to draw off of in like his storytelling. I don't know how much of a talker he would be in that setting. I would imagine that he would just indulge the crowd that he's around. And so if we're like asking him questions, he's going to answer those questions. Because if it was like Tiger, I don't think he's going to do a lot of talking out there. And then it would be my grandpa from 2007, 2008. And then it would be Arnold.
King.
Yeah, the king. And I think that I would do that from 1960, but I also may do it from like 64. And then it would be my dad on the bag, because my dad doesn't play very much anymore, hardly if ever. So then it would be my dad on the bag.
Good to know. Well, I appreciate you and your time and respect it, and thank you for coming on. And where can the people find you?
Well, the people can find me on my socials.
Okay.
And
where is that?
Since TikTok is back in action and our glorious president has allowed us to see another day of TikTok.
Yeah.
For at least, I think it's 60 more days or something like that. From when he brought
60.
it back. TikTok at Jake Reiff, JakeReiff. That's where I post most of my stuff. My Instagram is the same. At some point, my Instagram will go public. If somebody requests to follow me and I don't know who they are, I'll probably decline it. But it will be public at some point.
Why would you decline it?
It's like my only space where I get to share stuff with people that I grew up with or know personally. Yeah. And I don't necessarily want a whole bunch of people seeing like fun life experiences that is special for people that have been.
Respect. Well, thank you. I appreciate it again. Another handshake.
Hey, put it there.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, it was a blast.
Appreciate you guys watching. Join Outlaw Golf Club. Link in the description. Let's go.